Are you a successful woman and yet still feel lonely when you go home at night? Let's talk about that, and let me give you some actionable steps today for a mini breakthrough. You know, I can totally relate when you're on your pathway, you're doing everything in your power to get ahead, to achieve, to be somebody, really and truly. And yet when you go home at night, for some reason, you still feel lonely. And I can relate to that because I remember many times where I felt the exact same way. And I often call that loneliness a state of disconnection. Now, I'm not gonna pretend and sit here and tell you just how easy it is to pretend like you're not lonely, because I can speak from my own experience and from working with many female clients just like you that it's something that we sometimes feel ashamed about. And sometimes we don't even know what's happening. It's more like a restlessness when we're by ourselves, or this sort of ongoing persistence of, okay, but there's something missing, there's something missing, there's something missing. And that doesn't really make a lot of sense because since we are successful and we are achieving and we are doing the things that we say we're gonna do, why is that still happening? One of the things that I can say for sure, and this is just a common thread with amazing women just like you, is that this happens because of 3 types of disconnection. The first is disconnection with others. The second is disconnection with the present moment. And third is disconnection from yourself. First and foremost, it's totally normal to feel lonely. It happens to the best of us, especially since we are achieving for more, we're striving for more, we're wanting the best from our lives, and we're really going for our potential. So it is normal to feel lonely. When you're doing things that you notice no one else around you is doing, and when you're the one who's going ahead and being the leader, when you're the one who seems to just know how to organize everything and plan everything and no one else really knows how to do that, of course you're gonna feel lonely because you're the leader and you're also a trailblazer, meaning ahead of you is no one, it is you, and behind you is everyone else. Today I promised you a mini breakthrough, didn't I? And I want to reframe this for you because being in this position for many years of my life and also working with many people like us, it's so important that we reframe this now. Why? Because if we stay on this pathway, we'll never find the fulfillment that we're actually looking for, and we'll never really connect properly to the things that matter to us most. Because at the end of the day, ask yourself, why are you trying to become a success in the first place? Is it just for the goal attainment? Is it just for all the accolades? Or is it because you're trying to be a role model and connect with those around you? Or maybe it's also you're really just trying to be the best version of yourself. Now, if that is the case, these 3 actionable steps are going to help you move forward today and experience a breakthrough today to allow you to stop feeling lonely and start feeling connected. All right, so step number 1, I want you to now connect to those around you, to real people. And you can do this by asking one simple question and doing one simple thing. That question is, how are you? And that action is, stare into their eyes. 10 seconds max. Hi. How are you? Really? And step number 2 now is connecting to the present moment. And there's 3 questions that will get you connected instantaneously. Number 1, what time is it? And actually ask it out loud. The time is now. Question number 2 is, where am I? And the answer is, here. And question number 3, how do I feel right now? And that just takes a super awareness that if you allow yourself just to sink into your body, you'll get an answer. And for me, it's excited. And number 3 is connect to yourself. And this is the most important for you. So a quick activity that will immediately get you connected to yourself is going into any bathroom or your bathroom and go right up to the mirror and stare yourself in the eyes for 60 seconds. While you stare at yourself in the eyes for 60 seconds, you're gonna say 3 things. Number 1, I love you. Number 2, I accept you. And number 3, I approve of you. The third one, connecting to yourself, This is what radically transformed my life before I even started becoming an entrepreneur. And again, recently when I started transitioning into doing a lot more coaching and speaking full time. It radically transforms the way that I connect to myself because I don't need approval from anyone else. I don't need acceptance from anybody else. And I certainly don't need the love of anyone else. In fact, it should be coming from me, sourcing myself. If I don't take the time to do this, to stare myself in the eyes and have that intimate connected moment with myself, I find that the rest of my day is a little more disconnected. And in this way, when I'm connecting with people through business, life, and relationships, I can actually feel a lot more fulfillment because it's coming from a very authentic place, from within. Now, I know you're a lot like me, which is you take action. So I'm actually daring you to try this today. Do it now or do it later today. Whatever that is, I want you just to do it. You will experience a mini breakthrough. And I would love to hear your comments below. Once you finish doing this, one of the three or all three of them, I want you to leave some comments below so that you can actually share your experience and share what happened for you. All right, and that's today's episode. I am your success coach, and I want to promise you every time you watch a mini breakthrough so that you can get shit done and have some fun. I want you to love these videos, but I also want your friends to love them too. So go ahead and just share it, post it on your wall. Thanks.